Okay, Jai Ma Satnam. Happy belated full moon in Sagittarius. This was supposed to be a full moon reading, but it just didn't happen. It just didn't happen. The full moon, does the full moon make anybody else feel like a crackhead? Like you can't sleep at all? I don't sleep at all during full moons. I sleep maybe like 2 hours and then I'm back up. And then everything kept happening every time I tried to, and I really tried to make this video, but nothing was, it just wasn't in the cards. It wasn't supposed to be. So now I have like a full moon hangover. Kind of now I feel like insanely tired all the time, which I feel like is something happening in astral, something like very upgradey happening, because my physical body feels like exhausted almost for no reason. So I think energetically a lot of things are processing and changing. So I'm trying to give myself grace for that. But it's kind of cool that we're doing this after the full moon because, I mean, we're still in the 3-day window, but it's like, now we get the receipts of what the full moon actually brought to us. And like, you know, we can see what it did. We can see what's happening. And I have noticed as a collective, everyone has become very strange. Everybody is getting super weird. All the vibes are weird. The vibes outside are weird. The Uber drivers are weird. The grocery stores are weird. Online is weird. Online is strangely boring all of a sudden. I used to love being chronically online. And now it's just like, I don't know. There's this undercurrent of dissatisfaction that I have noticed in my clients and my friends and my family and people I don't know who I'm just observing online. Like, it seems to be a pattern. And I heard a teacher call it a simmering discontent. And I was like, that's it. That's exactly. I feel like as a collective, we are all experiencing this kind of undercurrent of just like, I'm not really happy with what's happening right now. Like, things are fine, things are good, but like there's just something that I'm not receiving that I want to receive, or it's not coming through correctly or whatever. It's like everyone is just one inconvenience away from like crying, leaving their job, moving across the country, getting a divorce. Oh my God, so many divorce scares this week. I'm like, it's like everybody's reevaluating their situation and they're like, no, I am not happy. A lot of blocking people. A lot of suddenly I want to start a podcast. So I was sitting with the numerology, I was sitting with the astrology, I was sitting with the collective energy that I was receiving, and I made all of these notes that I hope I'm not going to get through. I want to do a reading about what's going on, why this is happening, but it feels like a slow boil. It feels like a simmer. It feels like something is just going to like aggravate you and aggravate you and aggravate you until you're like, ah, and I like have to change it. I think what we're experiencing now is actually more interesting than the full moon was itself. Like, now we can see what the full moon exposes within us. Oh yeah, I know everybody loves to manifest with the full moon energy. I know like that's a thing, but it's not really in your favor for your manifestations to be given to the lunar energy while it's in its fullness. You want to like kind of, if you are working with lunar energy to bring your manifestations into fruition, you want to give that to the moon when it's growing, when it's receptive, when it's waxing, you know, when it's gathering, when it's collecting your intentions and your transmissions and your feedback and your prayers and your experiences. You don't want to, when it's full, it's at its peak. It's at capacity. So when you're like, I'm manifesting with this crazy powerful full moon energy, it's not really in its receptive state anymore. It's like kind of at max capacity. And I think that's why a lot of manifestations don't happen for people. Like right after the full moon, you notice it starts getting smaller, smaller, smaller. So we see the moon as growing. When it's waxing, it's like a pregnant woman. It's getting bigger, 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 bigger. Your thing is coming to life. Whatever it is that you're trying to create is coming to life. And then it reaches its fullness and it starts getting smaller, smaller, smaller. And that waning phase is when it's like squeezing out your blessings. It's like squeezing out all of the miracles that you had given to it. It's starting to release them and getting smaller, 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 smaller. Then the new moon energy is a beautiful energy to manifest in because it's a void space. If you are a Kali Bhakta, if you are a Sadhak of Ma Kali, you know the new moon, the black moon is so powerful. And also the half moon. A half moon is very balanced energy to manifest in. So there's like other ways to work with it. You don't really want to manifest in a full moon energy. You celebrate in a full moon energy. You can have a lot of things that happen if you kind of surrender to a full moon energy and see like, yeah. Anyway, you get what I'm trying to say. Manifest when it's getting bigger, and then watch what comes to you after the full moon when it starts getting smaller. Okay. Let me make sure I'm staying on topic. Hi, Charlie. Hold on, I gotta get him chicken nugget. Okay, the chicken nuggets have been attained. So June feels very different. I think Jupiter is in Cancer, which is exalted, and also June carries the frequency of the 6. And the number 6 governs family, community, love, beauty, justice, self-preservation, self-respect, the body. And what's really interesting is that all of those themes seem to be where people are finding the most dissatisfaction right now. And I feel like that pot is being stirred on purpose. Like the universe is wanting you to pay attention to what is not making you happy right now. So people are questioning friendships. They've been questioning their communities. They've been questioning relationships. There's the simmering discontent, just this like undercurrent of like, I don't like this. I'm not happy, you know? Something is no longer fitting, is what I wrote. And I've been noticing this thing online where people are obsessed with story arcs. And I know the mind works not really in time. The mind works through story. And you see it in what fascinates people. You see it with what locks them in. Even if it's like a guilty pleasure, it's not something they want everybody to know they're locked into, some online drama. Even in sports related things, some kind of, there's like a breakup arc or a redemption arc or a villain arc or a crash out arc, like watching somebody fall from grace is an arc, or like watching a glow up is an arc, or we can't stop watching them. So I was wondering, if we're so obsessed with story arcs, is it because our own story is demanding that rewrite right now, is demanding that like climactic point that it reaches and then kind of peaks? It can candlestick, it could go back up, or it can like plummet, you know what I mean? I don't think the discomfort is random. I think it is a tension that happens in our collective narrative, and it's supposed to happen. It's supposed to kind of agitate us enough to pay attention to it. So in Kundalini Yoga, we have a 10-body system, and one of the subtle bodies that is part of the 10-body system is called the arc line. It is an energetic body that runs from earlobe to earlobe across your hairline. If you've seen people in old medieval portraits with like the circle around their head, it's because people used to actively see arc lines and auras and stuff like that. But we've become so conditioned and numbed out in this wonderful Kali Yuga that it's not very common for people to see stuff like that anymore. But you still have it. You just can't see it. But the arc line is this, they call it the steering wheel of the aura. It's the bandwidth of light that helps us read the field. Intuition isn't like sometimes hearing voices or having a flash of a vision, or, you know, seeing like a sword fall out of the clouds like Joan of Arc or something. Like intuition is sometimes like reading the room, you know, or not sending the text, or deciding not to turn that way to drive home. Why? I just didn't want to go that way today. Why? Because you were reading the field. Subtly, you read the field, it translated to your conscious waking consciousness, and you reacted, you responded to it, and you might not know why, because it was a subconscious decision that's happening in the subtle realm of the arc line. Like realizing somebody's energy has shifted, or if somebody is being particularly reactive or short-fused, some people don't pick up on social cues. You know, they have a very different sensitivity. But yeah, sometimes very powerful psychic gifts, or what we call intuition, looks like just this ability to read energy. And that happens through the arc line. So development of the arc line is something that you can do within June to kind of let you read what's happening subtly, so you're not just reactive and responding to this brewing unhappiness. Yeah, you can maybe put your finger on it when you develop the arc line. And I have some meditations we can do that actively like clear the arc line and strengthen the arc line. And if you guys want to do that, just let me know. But let's get to the tea. Let's get to it. I've been blabbing long enough. I want to know who or what is currently getting on our nerves. And yeah, because it's showing you something that you are refusing to see. You know, when something's just irritating you, it's your higher self. Everything is a projection of yourself. So even like your enemy is your mental projection of your enemy. So you have to ask, like, why is my higher self revealing me an enemy right now? Like, why is my kid irritating me so much right now? Or like, why is, I don't know, why am I so reactive to my boss right now? Stuff like that. You have to realize that that's being sent to you by you. So, okay, let's ask the cards. Who or what is currently getting on our nerves right now? Do I want to use these? No, I think I want to use these. Because it's something that we are refusing to look at, but we need to look at, you know what I mean? So it's easier sometimes if you let these cards talk to you. I was going to use tarot, but I think I'm going to use these instead. All right. Who's getting on our nerves? Who's bothering the collective right now? Whoever's watching this video, let's find out what you're trying really hard not to look at. All right, let's take 3. Oh, that was too many. 1. She doesn't want to talk. I think she gave me a mountain of cards. Should we take them? Let's see. What are these? Oh, the mind, of course. The Akashic field, of course. Oh, not paying attention to divine downloads. Archangel Raphael's getting on your nerves right now. That's funny. That's hilarious. The Archangel of Healing is showing you something that you're refusing to see. There's something that's coming in through the Akashic field. And this is always my card, the waterfall card. This is always, it might not be what the book technically says it means, but when I pull this card, it's always about divine downloads. It's always about like a stream of consciousness coming through the Shushmana, coming through the crown chakra, that when it is reversed, it's something that you're not receiving. So we're not paying attention to the higher realms. We're not paying attention to the trifecta of the will, wisdom, and mind. And all of those came out in reverse. And we already know that. We already know we're not paying attention. We want to know who we're not paying attention to. Something that needs to be healed. Something that Archangel Raphael is trying to heal within you. Something with creativity, strategy, children. Yeah, creating projects, creating nurturing spaces, something within your home. One more, please. What are we refusing to see? Wow. It's all subtle. Interesting. It's like these, the Adsum card is, you know, the angels are whispering something to you. Your ancestors are whispering things to you. They're all around you. It's like the subtle realms, the spirits are talking to you, but it came out in reverse, so it's like you're not receiving it. It's very much like subtle realm information, like you're a channel, you're a clairvoyant, you're some sort of maybe you're not paying attention to what you're receiving intuitively. And if there's a repeating message that keeps coming back to your mind, like pay attention to it. Specifically if it has to do with something with like healing, if it has to do with something with your children or your fertility. Creativity is very blocked. Some people are being too analytical. They're being too strategic. Yeah, there's a big need to surrender to spirit and like kind of get out of the physical realm, be a little bit more woo-woo, have a little bit more whimsy. This lookout card comes out too. So it's like a divine warning of caution. Maybe there's a big red flag here that is right there in your face, and you kind of don't want to see it. Maybe it's very obvious to you. Something you are refusing to see. This could be a relationship. It could be something with your children. It could be something with your parents. That's bugging you. In these instances, the best thing to do in this 6th month is to not react, is to respond. And that's when development of the arc line becomes really, really profound, because if you have that ability to project through your aura, through your subtle body, and see what's actually going on with somebody, it will make you less reactionary to what like they are saying, doing, presenting to you physically. You know what I mean? You're just like, that's not that. What's actually happening is this. And I know this because I trust my intuition. Then you will survive June. You will prosper in June. June is a very prosperous month. Don't be scared. But there is something that is bugging you that you are not paying attention to. And the guides are telling you about it. Your ancestors are telling you about it. And you're just like, la, 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 la. It's fine. Everything's fine. Some block with creativity and personal goals. There's a fear of the unknown and fear of change. Somebody's playing it safe. Somebody in our collective is playing it safe. Let's see. What situation have we outgrown, but we keep revisiting? And sometimes spirit can tell you this kind of stuff, plain and simple, like, your parents are narcissists, or like your partner's a narcissist, or your job is not healthy for you, and you already know this, and the cards can tell you, and spirit can tell you, and your ancestors and your angels and the aliens can all be whispering in your ear, and you're still like gonna stay in that pattern. We have to move. We have to transition. We have to move. Take your stuff and paddle away, because then you get to 10 of Cups. This is everything. That's ultimate happiness. That's everything that you want. There's something that you gotta freaking pack up and go from. Letting go is not easy. I understand. Let's see. What situation have you outgrown? Sister friend, brother friend. Sorry, I'm trying not to be so, I always work with women, so sometimes I'm like sis a lot, and I notice the men will write me hey, we're here too. Okay. Guys who are watching, I hope you're okay with me calling you sis. A ver. What situation have we outgrown, but we keep revisiting in this collective? A masculine energy, of course. A traditional institution, somebody might be struggling with their spirituality. You want to kind of expand with your spirituality, and you keep meeting. If there's something very strict and traditional and maybe routine that you do in your spiritual practice that doesn't fit you anymore, or doesn't sit well with you anymore, but you're scared to stop doing it because you're like, what will happen if I stop doing it? Yeah. We have the Hierophant in reverse and with the Queen of Cups upright. So Your personal beliefs, your freedom, going against the grain, unconventional. There's something that you do that is very traditional. Maybe it's like a marriage. Maybe it's like a very orthodox religion or something that is not. It's becoming too small for you. You're outgrowing it. Yeah, it's this blind faith in some sort of institution that you're just kind of like, I don't know if I believe in this stuff anymore, but I'm kind of scared to stop because like maybe my family won't like that I stop, or maybe God won't like if I stopped or something. I think the cards are telling you, you can stop. God literally lives within you. You can stop. You can still thrive, evolving spiritually. You don't have to keep doing the same thing you've been doing in the past just because other people are doing it. And when you do release that, that's when you come to this Queen of Cups energy, which is very like emotionally nurturing to yourself, like allowing yourself to have compassion for yourself and to comfort yourself, you know what I mean? And then if you can do that for yourself, you can start to do it for others. You can become very emotionally generous with others. You don't have to be so selfish when you are allowing yourself to expand beyond your limiting beliefs. What situation have you outgrown but you keep revisiting? It sounds like a spiritual practice. It sounds like I got the 5 of Pentacles in reverse here. So it's very like spiritual poverty. Again, it's you're recovering from some sort of financial loss. Maybe you keep, I hate this card. I love all the cards. I'm not, but I fucking hate. I hate 5 of Pentacles because it's like, well, in reverse, it's cool. You're recovering from, being out in the cold, begging for money, not receiving anything. It's this scarcity mindset that you've outgrown. It's this like way of making money that you think is the only way to be abundant financially, and maybe you're a little bit nervous about leaving that pattern of like, I've always made money this way. It's driving me crazy. Of course, I'm expanded beyond it. I've grown beyond it, but I don't know how to move beyond it because I don't know what's next. I don't know if there is a potential to make money in a different way. Spirit is telling you absolutely, absolutely yes. And again, the same thing with the 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 of Cups. Walking away from something, leaving something behind. Something that you have become used to, but it's too small for you, and it's coming in the realms of emotion, so it could be relations. And that's not just like romantic. That can be within your family. That can be within your businesses, within your business partnerships and stuff. If there is like some sort of abandonment or disappointment or withdrawal, walk away and walk away completely. Don't keep revisiting it. Don't keep like dipping your toe back in because maybe. Because your higher self, this world is really trying to see if you realize if it's an illusion or not. If you're going to fall for its illusions and keep thinking like this is the only way to do it because this is all that I see, or are you going to tap into your inner light and your inner knowing and trust your inner self, right? So the tests that we receive, the test of our faith, is really because you're a spirit having a material experience. It's like divine hide and seek. The higher self is trying to see, does it realize, can it become self-aware? Can you in this physical form become aware that you have a higher form? And that higher form is the thing that's controlling everything and who you should be in communication with, right? So if you feel like you're constantly hitting these tests in the material realm, and then you keep relying on the material realm and not moving towards the ways of spirit to find your solutions, you're going to keep staying in the same cycles of patterns. Hi, baby. Sorry, Charlie needed a charger. Okay, now let's see for our last trick. Last card pull. Who's acting weird? Who around you is acting weird? I'm sure you already know, but maybe you need confirmation. Are they being weird? Is it me? Am I being weird? You're literally an oracle. These are both of the clairvoyant cards. The setting your course, looking in the future, seeing what's coming before everybody else sees what's coming. This is my clairvoyant card. And the Oracle of Delphi. This is another psychic card. You are literally so psychic, you already freaking know. Spirit is like, why are you watching this video? You already know. You already know who you've outgrown. You already know which soul contracts you need to move on from. You just have confused familiarity with alignment. Just because you're comfortable with something doesn't mean you're aligned with it anymore. Yeah, we have to be more comfortable with being uncertain. We have to be more comfortable with having faith, with like realizing I don't control anything. I am not the doer. Me stressing about a decision isn't going to change anything within the outcome of that decision. You know what I mean? Like, all you can do is act. The fruits of your actions are not up to you. Nothing is up to you. Well, you are co-creating to a certain extent. I know, people don't like it when I say this, but I don't believe that there is free will. I believe that we're all just God puppets. This has all been designed, you know? This has already been choreographed. If you could control every outcome, there would be no such thing as karma. Okay. Who's acting weird in your circle right now? Oh. A man. Oh, shit. Just kidding. Just kidding. It's all masculine cards, though. I can't make this shit up. A boss. Somebody, an artist. A very egotistical person. Somebody who's very into themselves. Give me one more. Somebody from a past life. This is somebody that you know. It's a creative masculine. Might be a master at what he does. A master artisan, a craftsman. Very egotistical. Maybe very attractive. Very into himself. From the past, from the Akashic Library, you would know this person because you would have like a very profound magnetism to them. Just because they are from your past life, even if you recognize somebody like, this is a person from my past life, that doesn't mean you're supposed to be with them. You know, not everybody from your past life was a great time. Sometimes it's just magnetic because it was in your past. It's a samsara. It's an imprint in your energy. So when you revisit it, it resonates and you like, oh, this feels familiar. I'm aligned with it. No, that's not what that means. That means like run in the other direction actually. Or, you know, learn the lesson, whatever the lesson is that they have returned to give you, and move the fuck on. Move on. Last question, because I keep seeing this. People think they're frustrated with the person, but you are frustrated with the pattern that that person represents. It's not a person. You're not angry at the story. You're not angry at the relationship. You're not angry at the boss or the job. You are mourning. You are grieving a version of yourself that is dying, and you're kind of stepping out of the dead carcass, flesh, cocoon, shedding skin of that, and becoming this new being. And birth isn't easy. Being born isn't easy. You see how freaking scary birth looks for humans. The babies are not having a great time too when they're being born. They're getting squeezed through a crazy tunnel. All of a sudden they have to breathe something that they've never breathed before, you know, like all these sounds and lights. Being born isn't easy. So give yourself grace. But yeah, your frustration isn't with one person or a situation. It's just with the pattern, and you really have to step on faith right now. Yay, because this is a winning cycle. Oh my God, these are great. What story are we telling ourselves that the universe is no longer funding? You have entered a winning cycle. If you step away from what you need to step away from, this needs distance. you are going to enter this high coherence reality stream. Even if you step a little baby step away, even if it's hard to completely step away from, I know, I get it. I know. Detachment ain't easy. But even if you just like, do it in little increments. Maybe stop checking on something as much. I don't know. Maybe just, pay a little more attention to yourself than whatever the thing is. You are entering this winning cycle. The universe just wants to see, do you trust me? Walk away from the thing you think you need. Walk away from the job that you think you need. Walk away from the financial pattern you think is the only way to make money. And because that will only work for you if you are at a lower frequency and you are being reborn. Like I said, you're stepping into this higher frequency, trying to hold on to this past pattern. It ain't going to happen. And you can try all you want, but you're going to make yourself miserable if you do let go and surrender fully and just be like, all right, I'm not the doer. Honestly, I don't make anything happen. I don't make the seasons change. I don't even metabolize my own food. So what makes me think I control how much money I make or my partner or my, whatever the thing is? And just surrender. Say, universe, I trust you. Show me. And you are allowed to enjoy that surrender. I think we feel like we're not allowed to not worry. That was really hard for me a couple years ago. When I was like kind of fully realizing how held we are and how protected we are and how like divinely choreographed this whole world is. So like why I think that I can control any of it. I was like, okay, let's say for instance, my rent is due, right? And I have no money. And I have a week till the rent is due. I could spend that week worrying about where's it gonna come from, where's it gonna come from. Regardless of whether I worry or not, whatever's going to play out is going to play out. Or you could spend that week with a relaxed nervous system, fully trusting and surrendered to the universe that has held and protected and fed you every day since you got to this planet, and just be like, hey, I need help. Can you help me out with this? And then like surrender to it so much to the point that you don't worry. It almost feels like I'm not allowed to not worry. I'm not allowed to know that I'm held. I'm not allowed to know that like something is taking care of me. And I just know it's coming. I just know I'm going to be fine. Right? I just know. Because why? Because nothing has happened to me yet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've survived everything that's happened to me so far. So why would I think this is going to be the thing that takes me out? Like if you can get from point A to point B with just like chilling. Hear the train? Yeah. That's like really showing your higher self like, okay, I see through this matrix. I know what's going on here. You know what I mean? I know I'm not controlling anything. If I break my back, it's going to be the same outcome as if I don't, right? Or of course you show up and play. Of course you participate. Of course you do your passions and the things that you are, because the creativity kept coming up. Something is getting blocked in creativity. If you follow the things that you came here to give, like all of your passions, all of your creative works, if that's what you kind of throw yourself into, making them because you love to make them, and then releasing them to the public and not worrying about the outcome, dropping the perfection, dropping whatever, the fruits of your actions is up to Krishna, is up to Kali, is up to whatever you ascribe to. It's not up to you, but you still have to participate. You still have to play. You still have to do a little bit of action. Yeah, a little. I'm seeing so many things. This collective is so blessed. Whoever is watching this video, you are blessed. You are held. You are fine. You can surrender. What is coming to you is so abundant, is so 10 of cups, is so everything that you've been asking for, but it's just the universe is asking you to detach from the thing that is no longer serving you, right? Just let it go and trust that you'll be okay. Free fall a little bit. I hope this helps. I love you. Bye.